So I hear there's been a lot of conversation about how to reorganize Blackboard and import it into Canvas. So I wanted to see if I can help clarify some of that and put this video out. So the first thing is in Blackboard, they have these things called content areas. There's only one content area inside of Canvas, and that's under modules. You don't have the option of creating multiple content areas. So that's the first level. So all of these content areas that I have, for example, created in my AP Computer Science class, have to all be collapsed to one content area. I called it lessons. So if I look at, for example, my unit 2, I know I still have things in there, and I see what I have in here is I have unit 2, module 1, click on that and I get a folder, and then there I have lesson 1. So that's 3 levels of folders, and you can see that up here. We have Unit 2, Module 1, Lesson 1. So this Unit 2 can't be a folder anymore. This Module 1 can't be a folder. All I'm allowed is a folder for Lesson 1. That's it. So in the Canvas structure, when I look at my modules, I'm going to create a module here. I can have a module that just counts as one folder. So I would name it Unit 2, Module 1, Lesson 1, for example. Or you could do it quickly by just going up here and copying exactly what you have in your Blackboard browser here. And that would give you a folder that would contain everything that lesson 1 has. So let's just add that module for sake of argument. So you added that module. Then to do lesson 2, you'd have to have exactly the same thing, a folder that's just for lesson 2. And the way I decided to name it is include all of the information about the unit and the module. So if I created another module, I would have that. So now this is what my course would end up looking like. However, it's going to be a pain to try to create all this in Canvas from scratch. It would be nice if we could go ahead and just import it all from Blackboard into Canvas in one shot and not have to worry about creating all these folders. So the way to do that is to restructure Blackboard so it is just one content level and one folder level. And I'll show you what I mean. So I started migrating all of my content into a content area called Lessons. So I created a new content area here. I called it Lessons. And in there, I've created a folder called Unit 1, Module 1, Lesson 1. And then I have a folder called Unit 1, Module 1, same title, only now there's a Lesson 2. That's the most amount of folders I'm allowed in Canvas. A module level, which is called modules in Canvas, and a folder level that is going to be for each lesson. So the question becomes, how can we do that efficiently in Blackboard to migrate to Canvas? So what I found is that you want to do this in Blackboard first before you try to export into Canvas. So in Blackboard, I would, for example, to get to Lesson 3, I would go to Unit 1, Module 1, and then here's my Lesson 3. Now, I've already renamed the folder. Before it was called Lesson 3, First Java Program. What I've done is rename the folder to include Unit 1, Module 1, Lesson 3. And I just copied it from the information up here and added it to my Lesson 3 title. Now what I'm going to do is move this entire folder and I'm going to choose where I want it to go. Look at my content areas. They all get listed here, and I want it to go into the lessons content areas. I'm going to choose lessons. I want to make sure everything gets copied over. Then I'm going to hit submit. And now I can see all of Module 1 has been moved. There's nothing in Module 1. I'm going to delete Module 1 now. Okay, now I'm going to go into Module 2. Here, I have Lesson 1 in Module 2. So I'm going to copy the unit title. Now I'm going to edit my lesson, change the title to include the unit and module, click submit. Now I'm going to go through and do each of the individual lessons. I'm going to pause the video recording while I'm doing that so you can see it all done. So you can see now I've gone back and I changed the name of every single unit in here and changed every single unit lesson to include the unit title and the module title. I've even changed anything else that's in this folder. This includes a video I have in here. This includes an assignment I have in here. And it also includes a quiz that I have in here. This is all going to now be moved into that lessons content area. And I have to do it one at a time. I can't do it any other way. So I'm going to go to Move, hit Browse, choose Lessons, Submit. Do the next one. Move, Browse, Lessons, Submit. I'm going to go through and do every single one of these and have it all inside my lessons folder. I'm going to pause the video when I do that. So now you'll see I have moved just about everything in there. I have one last thing to move, and I've done it in order so that way when I look at the lessons folder, it keeps the order that I originally had it in. You don't want to jump it around. You can reorder it later, but it's just easier to not have to. I'm going to do the last one here, Move, Browse, Lessons, Submit. So now I've gotten everything out of this module. I'm going to delete the module just so I know I'm done with this module. And now I have only module 3 in this module. There's a lot to move. This is going to take a while to do. But if I go and look at lessons now, I can see that everything I have for module 1, lesson 1, 2, 3, and then module 2, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the module summary, the module assignment, and the module quiz are all listed right here in this one content area called lessons. When I copy this all over to Canvas, they will all be listed underneath modules as is. As long as I don't have any folders in here, in any one of these lessons, inside any of these lessons, everything that's in here will be transferred to a module that's inside Canvas. If you have any more levels of folders inside your individual lessons, then you're going to have to unpack them in some way and list them one at a time just inside the one root level of lesson folder. Organizing it here in Blackboard first will make it a lot easier to transport it all into Canvas. The other thing that you want to organize is the Grade Center. So let's take a look at the Grade Center. You want to click on Full Grade Center. I'm going to hide my students' numbers. Okay, so I've hidden the students' names down here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go up, and first you want to go and scroll through the menu till you get Manage, and then scroll down till you get to Column Organization. I know you can't see it on mine, but trust me, it's there. It says Column Organization. Click on that. Okay, I'm going to make my window bigger again. So you want to make sure you have in this column organization your marking periods set up. If you don't have marking periods set up, then you're going to have to go back and add those under marking periods. And in each marking period, I have copied over all of the assignments and tests into the proper marking period. Everything is dated properly. Everything is organized the way I want it. This can all be done later in Canvas as well, but it's just easier if it's done to begin with correctly inside of Blackboard. And then that way, when you import it all into Canvas, everything makes sense. So I have everything listed here, and then I have a couple things that I have to move that are not in a grading period right now. So if I want to move the Unit 2 retest package into a marking period, I would click on Change Marking Period and choose what marking period I want it to move to. I can also hide stuff so the students can't see it in their grade center, but I have the stuff that's unhidden that they need to see in their grades. I don't think that shows up either way in Canvas, at least I'm not sure. So once you have this organized the way you want it, then you hit Submit, and that part will be done. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have your marking period set up, and I'll show you how to do that if you didn't do that. Hang on. So you want to go to Manage again, and this time you want to click on Grading Periods. You'll notice I have marking period 1, marking period 2, marking period 3, and marking period 4, all set up with proper dates. If you have a semester course, I do marking period A and marking period B, so that way it doesn't change. My grading in Canvas, we have to investigate a little bit from one year to the next. The dates, of course, will have to change, but that should not make too big of a deal. You notice the dates in here are set up August 31st, 2015 to November 2015. So, clearly some of the dates are wrong, but you can go ahead and shift those marking periods later in Canvas or in the calendar. All the assignments are tied here in the calendar. So click on Calendar, and you can see it's February 2017, but I've dragged all the assignment due dates to here. So I'd probably want to go in before I shift this and adjust all my marking periods so they have the correct dates for this year or for next year when I'm ready to go. Because in Canvas, changing from course to course, year to year, I'm not sure of exactly the process. The only way I've been able to do it is by creating a brand new course for the next year. That's the only place the tool exists that allows you to shift all the dates. So it's easier if you make sure the dates are correct inside of Blackboard first, because inside of Blackboard they have a little tool down here that allows you to shift all of the dates. I'll show you where that is. So it's here under Class Tools, Date Management. When you click that, you can see all the dates of everything, all my assignments here. All the assignment dates are correct. So I'd have to modify my quarters. Then when I want to set this up for next year, I can choose to select everything, all tests, all content folders, everything, all assignments, and choose all the dates and change them to adjust the dates to a new time period. So if I want to set this up for September of next year, so that way this says September 1st, 2016, rather than September 1st, 2015, or even better, June 2017 becomes June 2018. That makes more sense instead of 2015. Then I could do that automatically and have that all done for me before I send this all into Canvas. So the main idea here is to get everything ready for next year before you transmit it into Canvas, and you're all ready to go. If you're in the middle of teaching a course, I understand that's challenging. Maybe make a copy of it and use course sites, which I'll show you. So this is another implementation of Blackboard. It's offered free through Blackboard, the company that designed Blackboard, on their website called coursesites.com. You can set up an account as an instructor. I already have more than one set up, so I would just log in. And you'll notice it looks a lot like our Blackboard implementation, only there's a different icon up there. And I can import a course that I have inside of our Blackboard into this Blackboard just by going to the course utilities here. There we go. Close some of these windows. Packages and utilities. We want to export archive a class. And this is the same way you would send it to Canvas too. I've done both. I'm not sure what the difference is between export a package and archive a class. I think export a package seems to work better because I can pick and choose exactly what I want in here. But I want copy links and include copies of all files. I want copy links and include copies of all files outside of the class default directory. So I just want to get everything. And then I just do select all. And it gets everything. If you want to uncheck some of these things, that's fine. The one that you definitely don't want to uncheck is the grade center. You want to make sure the grade center stays checked, so that has to be kept that way. That way you copy all of the grades and all the assignments that are in the grade center over. It's not just good enough to copy the assignments. If you don't get the grade center, then your grade book gets all messed up. So we also want to include the tasks. If you don't have any wikis, you can uncheck that, but it doesn't matter. You can leave it checked. It's not going to hurt anything. If you want to get rid of the discussion board, maybe there's a bunch of discussions, you can get rid of that. If you want to blank it out so there's no discussion posts, you could do that. Include topics only with no starter posts, you could do that. So there's a couple options that you can choose in here when you're exporting to make it so it's all set up just for the new course. But I usually just select everything and then hit submit. And then this process takes like 10-15 minutes to do. So you have to wait. You see it's running in the background and you'll get an email when it's complete. Or you could just refresh the page come back in 15 minutes, come back to this page again and refresh it. And you should have an archive file like this down here or an export package. This is a zip file that you download, and then you would just go into course sites and then create a course, and you would import a course package that you created in the other version of Blackboard, and everything should be there all set up to go. Same thing with Canvas. If I go into Canvas courses and I go to make a new course, oh, there we go, it's my dashboard, sorry. Go to my dashboard. Start a new course. Course name, blah. Create course. And then I can import the package that has the actual course content. So let me show you how to do that. So you go to this course setup checklist. Let me show you where that was again. Right here, course setup checklist. I think this will take you to it too. Yep, both take you to the same spot. We want to add import content. I'm going to click right here, import content. That'll bring us back to our page, and then we can choose where we want to import our information from. You can copy from another Canvas course. You can copy from a Canvas course export package. So maybe we're using Canvas for something else. And then this is the one we want to copy from a Blackboard 6, 7, 8, or 9 export.zip file. So that's what we want. Choose the file from your folder. You would browse for that. Then you would select a question bank. If there wouldn't be one, so you're going to create a new one and then type a name. I usually put in the name of the course. You want all content. You want to overwrite assignments content with matching IDs. And then this is when you can adjust the events and the due dates. So this is important to do. If you didn't do it in Blackboard, this is your chance to do it now. I don't think you can do it at any other time. We'll have to check with the people who know better than I do, but I think this is the only time you can do it. So you put in the dates where you change, from August 2016 to August 2017. So August 2016, August 31st, 2016 becomes August 31st, 2017. Ending date of the course, it was June 2016, June whatever, 15th. So you might have to check that in your Blackboard course, make sure they match up to June 2018, whatever it is. So that's why it's important to set all your marking periods up correctly inside of Blackboard, so that way when you go to this stage, you can import it properly. Maybe you want to write that down somewhere on a piece of paper. So once that's done, all of your modules should come in here, which I haven't done it, of course, but you'll see all of the modules that you've created here in this lessons folder will then show up right here. So we'll come from here, and they will all just show up right here. And so far, I haven't had trouble with it. If it doesn't work, and you need to go back to Blackboard and reorganize the process, here's what I do. I'll go to my courses, find this course that I just created, go way down here to something called settings. Now this is something you can't do in Blackboard. You can't delete a course, but in here, I can permanently delete this course. I can reset all the course content. That deletes all assignments, discussion, quiz, module, everything. This action is irreversible. Permanently delete all associated assignments. So I don't think we would want to do that. We actually want to delete the entire course. You can also change the course calendar here, but I don't think it lets you actually shift anything. You can just see the course calendar, so that's not helpful. So you have to end up actually deleting the course, as far as I know, and then re-importing the course again to make sure, oh wait, here we go. Oh, there was a link right there. You can change the end date. So you go to the delete option. Let me do that again. So I'm going to just go into here, because I don't think I have anything in this, and go into settings. Choose to permanently delete it. Then I get this option to conclude the course or change the course end date. Let's see what that does. I guess I can go in here and change the start and end date. I'm not sure if that shifts the dates or not, but it looks like I'm just going to have to end up deleting them and then re-importing them. Seems to be the best way of setting everything up properly for the next year. So each year you're going to essentially have to download a package from Canvas and then re-upload it into a new course for the following year, and then either archive the old course or delete the old course. So you can decide which way you want to do that. So that's all I got for you. I know this is a long video. I don't really make these long videos, but this kind of covers everything I wanted to talk about. And if you have more questions, feel free to stop by and ask me.
Dad, is that